This is a rare thing. I've preached the gospel for a long time. Only about 3 times in my whole life have I ever heard demons speak, been confronted. One of them was a few weeks ago. I told you about last week, right down here in the front, when a demon-possessed person came running down the aisle after I was preaching gospel, exalting Christ's power over the kingdom of darkness, came at me and said, "Why are you attacking me? Why are you trying to hurt me?" Which is exactly what the demon said here. But it was some years ago. When I had first come to Grace, we had built the family center, and we were having services there before we built this facility. It was a Sunday night, and after the service was over, I was over having some food with somebody from the church, and I got a call from Jerry Mitchell, who was here a few weeks ago. He was on the staff at the time. He said, "You got to come down here, John. I got a girl in here who's got all kinds of demon voices." He'd never experienced anything like this, and I never had either. And I said, "Well, I don't know if I can be much help, but I'll come right down." So I came down, I walked in, and there was chaos in the office. It was over in the building by the family center. And I walked in, and the place was in disarray, and it was obvious that she had been terrorizing things. She had overturned the desk. And poor Jerry, who was a boxer in the Navy, was having a hard time defending himself against this girl, and that is characteristic of the New Testament accounts where there's a certain level of strength that's beyond normal. And I'll never forget the greeting when I walked in the door. I walked in the door, and out of this girl's mouth, whom I had met and with whom I had spoken because she'd been coming to the church, came this voice, and I can't obviously replicate it, but in my memory I know what the voice said. It's something like, "Not him, not him, not him, get him out, get him out, get him out," to me. Well, my first reaction was, "I'm leaving. I'm not sure I'm up to this." Wow. And my second reaction was, they know who I am, and they know whose side I'm on. That's very affirming. It was affirming. I sort of started feeling apostolic. Paul I know, and Jesus I know, and John MacArthur, you know. Wow. Amazing. I don't think that demon was afraid of me humanly. I don't have any human power to deal with demons. In fact, Jerry and I didn't know what to do. We started trying to send the demons away. We sent them everywhere we could think of. The pit, the abyss, Phoenix, anywhere hot, you know. And the bottom line is they didn't go anywhere. And so we just were praying and saying, this isn't working. This casting out thing isn't working. I'm not Jesus, and we're not apostles, and we don't have authority over that kingdom. There's only one way that this girl will ever be delivered, and that is when Christ delivers her in the act of salvation. So we wrestled her, literally physically trying to restrain her and get her in a chair, and she was so exhausted physically, finally calmed down, and we gave her the gospel. And she confessed her sin. I'll never forget it. Just really gushed out her sin before the Lord and embraced Jesus Christ. And then it was just this calm that came everywhere. There was deliverance. Nothing to do with me, nothing to do with a formula, nothing to do with an exorcism, nothing to do with that at all. That is not what deals with demons. She needed to be delivered from the kingdom of darkness. You understand that? She was. She was. The demon was terrified of me not because of something I could do in the human. The demon was terrified of me because the demon connected me with the message of the gospel. And the demon knew that if the gospel came to this girl and she believed it, he was finished. And that's exactly what happened. She was as clean as a driven snow after that, never had another occasion of that kind of terrifying experience.